guys. So check it out, man. We got Ramos Cuts in the building, and what we're gonna do is talk about his experience, where he's at, what he's been through, how long he's been cutting, what he feels about the industry, where he's at in his career, where he wants to be in the future, and we're just gonna give it to you guys, man. So, like I said, this channel is designed to give you experience through other barbers and other people, so you could understand, because we all go through it. I went through it, and I'm going through it myself, learning, building, climbing, and so a lot of his insights, man, maybe you could take it home with you, and you could learn from it. So Ramos Cuts, man, where you from?
From Yuba City, California. My name's Gerardo Ramos, 27 years old. Man, it's a journey.
Yeah. How long you been barbering for?
I've been cutting hair for 4 years, self-taught. I've watched a lot of YouTube and repetition. 360 Jeezy, Chris Bazio, and everybody.
Legends, huh?
Going through little seminars, Vic Blends, Chuka the Barber in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Just trying to get my name out there and get better and better.
Nice, man. I know. Hey, those guys, man. I see them cutting, and where they started, man. It's just crazy, huh?
To where they're at now.
Yeah, man. What got you into barbering? Like, what did you see in barbering that you're like, that's what I want to do?
I think the impact on people, the fact that one haircut at a time. As a kid, you go get a haircut and you feel like a new person once you leave.
Yeah, that's true.
Or you can get some wisdom, you can let some stress out, talk to a barber, or hear somebody else's drama and be like, damn, like, I'm thankful for what I got, because somebody always has it worse.
Right, man. That's how I started, man. I was in the barber chair. I was just getting my haircut every week. I was working at the job. I didn't want to work or go to school. I talked to my barber Diego. He just said, hey, what about being a barber? And I was like, tell me good and bad, and I made a decision, man. So I feel you, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like when I started, my cousin's friend, he was getting ready for his graduation. And I was like, hey, let me at least try to clean you up, because I don't want you to go to your graduation with a fucked up haircut. So I did a little first taper on him, on the sides and in the back with a slick back. I didn't know what I was doing. I just, whatever I seen on YouTube.
This is 4 years ago, you said?
Yeah, 4 years ago. And from that day, every day I cut.
Damn.
That first day I cut, I did his hair. I did another taper, and I did a lineup. And I thought I was like the shit.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even hitting with no liners. I was just hitting with the clippers. So, I mean, if I can do that from that, and then I was single at the time, and I had split custody with my oldest daughter, Dalia.
Okay.
And I put a tip jar out, and I'm like, hey, I'm doing haircuts. Anything I make goes to my daughter, because I was already working a full-time job. But, I mean, with bills and shit, you want to have extra money for your kids.
Right, cool.
Well, whatever I made, I would give her toys or food, and then boom, I started charging $5, $10, $20, working my way up to where I am now, working in a shop as an apprentice.
Damn, nice, man. Yeah, that's crazy how it starts, huh? So you just decided to cut, and then it just kind of got you, huh?
And you gotta trust that, because I feel like if you're doing it for short term, you're not gonna go nowhere. But if you think of a long term, and thinking, okay, I want to open a shop one day, or I want to make this amount of money, or see myself improving, you're gonna see your goal and hit it. And then you're gonna set more goals and achieve that, and just.
When you started cutting, what clippers were you using?
I borrowed some clippers from wall clippers from Walmart to trim my beard up, because I was working on power poles with my dad at the time.
Okay, yeah.
And I never gave them back.
Yeah.
So I would always trim my beard up with the one, and then from there I just.
So you were actually using some like Walmart clippers, man. So you were grinding.
Yeah. And I think of that now, to where I'll talk to people, and they're like, "Damn, why you got so many clippers?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Hey, I came from a time where I couldn't even afford shit.
Yeah, man.
To where I have every clipper out, because now I'm working for it. I'm working towards it. The comfort of my clients, they appreciate that, because if you got some Walmart clippers that are like,
I don't know,
they're gonna be like, hey, what the fuck you doing?
What is that?
Yeah.
No, I feel you, because and clients, man, they know when you're using cheap stuff, or and the clippers make a difference, right? Like on how the fade comes out.
Yeah, even kids, man. Like there's kids that I use my Gamma Ergos, And
those
quiet.
are good though, bro.
Yeah, they're crispy. But they're quiet because there's kids I cut with autism, Down syndrome, and anything can trigger them to where if you got a quiet clipper, they're like, damn, I'm used to hearing the other noise and I'm scared of that.
Right.
To where the parents are like, wow, like, okay, you know what you're doing.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good point, you guys. So like, what he's saying, if you guys understand, like, if you have someone with autism or some type of disability that comes in, especially kids, to use a quieter clipper on the client because it might bother them, which, I've experienced that too, which is, it's key, man, because the parents appreciate that, the client understands that, and they start to work with you better, they're comfortable. Yeah, man, so that's some gems right there, you guys. So you ever want to quit? I mean, like, not now, but then yeah. Did you ever be like, damn, this is a lot?
I feel like as far as me getting busier and busier, like for myself, I post every haircut, whether it's good or bad.
I seen it. Yeah, that's good stuff.
And there's not a lot of barbers like that. There's barbers that post one haircut that's edited, like fibers, filters, to where I feel like I'm raw, as a sense of posting whether it's good or bad, and I don't care what others think because this is my craft.
Right.
But there's times where I'm like, damn, like I can't get that line out, or damn, there's a dark spot there. But I feel like each time that I post a haircut, okay, I could have improved on this, so let me try it on this next haircut, or let me try something else the next time. Where I have returning clients and I'm like, damn, I fucking killed that haircut because I seen what I could have fixed on the last time and applied it the next time, and like, wow.
In the same clients that you're looking at go, damn, there's a line I can't get out, they're coming back.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is working, right? And you're putting it out there, man. So yeah, that's good stuff too, bro. So if you're ever feeling discouraged, man, like what do you do when you at that moment you're feeling discouraged, like even to this day, like times that you feeling like you want to quit, or like what things that do you use basically, or do you tell yourself, or any affirmations, anything that positivity things that you got to tell yourself, man, because this business, it could be rocky, man. Yeah.
So I feel like there's days, like even till now, I do have my days where I'm like, damn, like, because I'm so used to getting like a little routine, and I feel like, damn, I did good on this day, the next day I'm trying to apply it, and then there's like one client sometimes will affect your whole day.
Oh shit, yeah, that's real.
And it's like, damn, I did a good job, and you're over here trying to be picky at every little thing. But I'm like, okay, you know what? I gotta talk to myself like, okay, well, don't let that one person affect the rest of your clients, because what if your next client is happy with their haircut and even tip you $20, $30, and it's like, damn. Yeah. But I feel like too, it's much more than that. Like, we're blessed, given the opportunity to breathe. Like, we're alive, we're healthy. Why are we gonna let the negativity overcome that one little thing?
Yeah, no, hey, I feel you 100%, man. That's a very great perspective, bro, because that's a real thing that a lot of barbers don't want to talk about, man, because or at least I haven't heard anybody talk about or be honest about. But you can't. One client, they're either picking this or what they want, or if they're not satisfied, it could mess up your vibe. You know what I mean? It could mess up your sense of like, okay, what you're doing, and it takes a lot to like get over that, bro, like mentally too, you know what I'm saying? Because when you really care about your craft, man, you want to make people happy, right? And so and that happens, like, shit. I'll give you a story real quick. So I had this one guy, man, so he would come in, right, every week or two, and then I'll do his cut, blah blah blah. Yeah, I know he was a picky guy, and I don't mind picky, but to
a certain extent,
right. So every time I come in, man, I'll hand him the mirror. First, I used to show him the mirror, but he wanted that mirror, so I just started telling it to him. You know what I mean? So gave him the mirror, and then he'll look at the haircut and go, okay, cool. And then he'll go, can you get right there? And this won't happen one time, another time, and I'm like, fuck, man, what am I? I was like, man, am I just not doing my job right? Like, damn, this is so. Dominic was like, hey, man, do the shit test. And I said, what's the shit test, right? And he goes, well. He goes, give him the mirror, and then when he looks in the mirror, and then he points out the spot, get your scissors or your clippers or whatever you got going on, and then act like, he goes, don't cut though, just act like you cut. And if you cut, if you don't cut it, don't cut it. And then he give him the mirror, he looks at it, he goes, all right, cool. You know it's him.
Yeah.
I said, okay. So I start doing that, man, and I realized it's not me.
Yeah.
So
I got people like that, man. I'm
yeah.
like, damn, like, oh, can I get one little more, like a little bit more? And then when I cut it, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Yeah. I'm like,
that's perfect. But you know that's what you're saying, man. It's like we're talking about. We talked about before the video, man. It's like, you know, you want to you know, your customers, you know, you want to take care of your customers, right? So you're gonna go beyond that and not really judge it. Like, we're joking about it, and we know how to like get around it now. You know what I mean? Like the shit test, or like you said, you know, you just do it, you get it done, and he's happy or she's happy, and you're good, right? But yeah, to go back on, you know, one crime, man, and not to get frustrated, because that might happen to you guys, man. You might run into somebody and, you know, it can mess up your whole vibe, you know what I mean? And that's real. No matter how long you've been in the industry, that's always going to be something that
you're that one person or one thing that's going to affect your mood, or like, damn.
So I seen you on Instagram. That's how we met on Instagram. I saw you grinding, bro. So you were doing concrete, right?
Doing concrete and asphalt in Sacramento. I was doing underground fiber optics for the past 3 years. And I'd be cutting hair at the job sites. I'd be cutting hair after work.
Which is crazy, which is dope, man.
I feel like throughout the 4 years of me cutting, even then, when I first started, I was working at Clark Pacific in Woodland. I was doing precast concrete. And then I was working at 11 at night or 1 in the morning till about 11:30 or 1 in the afternoon.
Wow.
And then I would cut hair 4 in the morning, late at night, house calls, whatever it took for me to progress. And I've had people along the way that would help me out with even trying to help purchase a clipper so that I can progress with my craft. So I had my friend Alicia Ramos. She bought me some Masters, white Masters. That was my first real clipper.
Masters? Yeah.
So those, and then
cord or a cordless?
Cordless.
Yeah. No,
or actually corded, because they didn't have corded at the time. Corded barely came out a couple years ago.
Right.
So I had those, and I had corded T-liners. And then after that, I bought the Andy's Cool Care, some Champ Calm gel, because I like how that one smelled, like cologne. So that one.
I like those smells too.
Elegance was popping at the time, so I had a couple of their little gels. And Lifestyle Barbershop, that's where I purchased all my stuff at, in Yuba City.
Yeah.
Rigo. So I've been there for 4 years.
Shout out to that dude, because that dude, he got all the stuff, man. Yeah.
So with them,
oh my bad, I don't want to cut you off. I'll tell you, he comes by the shop, you know, in his truck. But I like to go, even though I'm in Sac and he's in Yuba City, I'll drive out there, bro, because I like being in the shop, man. I like seeing what he has, you know what I mean? And looking around, spending money I don't need to, you know what I mean?
I go there so much, bro. Like, they open at 9. I'll be there on a Monday. That's my day off.
Yeah.
They're open. They're like, what else you need? You got everything. And I'm like, damn, like, I see these clippers, but I want them. But I've seen other people that have them and they're heavy. So I'm like, I'll buy a cape, or I'll buy some hair gel or pomade, and I'll buy like a new blade or something. Just so, cause to feed my little itch. Like one time my sister was like, man, you got like a little addict. I'm like, well, fuck, man, it's not like I'm blowing money. It's an investment.
Right, man.
So that's the good thing about it.
Yeah,
so invest in your tools, because it's gonna make you money back.
Yeah, for real. That's real talk, man. So, and on top of that, when you're going through this, and then the hours you're working and cutting, you know, at work, you have a daughter, right? Or how many kids?
I got 2 kids now. Talia will be 9 in November, and Valeria is 1. She'll be 2 in November.
And then, so at the time you're grinding like that, how old were your kids?
Shit, 4 years ago. So my daughter was 5, and I didn't have my new baby until recent. But
so you had one.
Yeah, I had one at the time, and I was single.
Okay, shit.
Yeah. And I was living at my brother's house, and he supported my grind, and I would cut his hair every week, using a big razor on the bottom. My Masters on the top, T-liners on the lineup. And for him, his haircut I can get done with like in 10 minutes.
Nice.
Because I'm so used to his head, one on the top, bald fade, and he has a lot of tattoos.
So that's your brother. Okay, I see you chopping him
DJ
up.
40 ounce, so that's my brother.
Nice, man.
And it was kind of tricky because he had so many tattoos, and as a barber, you're starting to build up your eye. Like your eye of the barber. but you're building up your eye, paying attention to detail, and I'm setting my bald lines here, stretching, open, fade that in, fade it into that one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, now I see my haircuts from when I first started, before his bald line was up here.
Right.
Now I know where to set it and fade it up or fade down.
Yeah. And what people don't know, man, when you cut someone with tattoos on their head, you got to spot out that line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially if you go bald, like, I mean, you do like a really short bald on them, like, your eyes could get tricked up with the tattoos, right? Because I did the same thing.
Some are darker than others,
yeah.
So you got to pay attention to where your guideline is each time, because there's times where you can be lopsided, or whatever.
Yeah. That's real, man. That's a good thing that you brought up too, in about like someone who has tattoos on their head, because you know a lot of people might try to cheat and be like, oh, okay, no one's gonna see it, but you want to make sure that fade just like any other fade, right? Like you want to make sure that you're fading that even has tattoos on it as much as you can. That way you're not skipping any
guidelines.
Yeah. So I see you going out to shows, man, like classes and shows, bro. Like what's that like, man? What's that like? And like being 4 years into the game and then seeing these other barbers out here, and then because I remember going to shows and stuff, man, and you see these barbers, man, are just killing it. You're like, damn, you know, like what? So what motivates you within that realm right there?
I like the fact that every barber is perfecting their craft, just like me. I like the fact that everybody shows love. Not all of them, you know. There's some people, their egos or whatever. But as me, I'm humble. And before, I used to compare myself to this barber, that barber, because I wanted to be better. But what lately I've been noticing is I gotta be me versus me, because I have to be better than the barber I was yesterday. But the fact of me, I show love to everybody. For example, for you, I'm gonna comment on your page. I'm gonna like your stuff.
No, I see that, man. I appreciate that, man.
I'm gonna shout people out. So like recently, Lonnie and Tamel had a Sacramento Barbers Club. They had a little event in Roseville, and I went there, and everybody was like, "What's up, Ramos? Ramos?" And I was like, "Damn, I got love."
They remember you, right? Yeah.
It's just because a simple like or a follow or comment, and I feel like for upcoming barbers or barbers now, show love. It's gonna come back, and I won twice that night just for cuts. They got those like little towelettes to wipe off hair after a haircut. Not sure if you heard about them. But he sells a box, and they're like wet towels.
Okay,
so after a haircut, you're gonna wipe yourself off with them. I won a box of those from Lonnie. And then there was a woman in there that does.
I didn't even know they had those. I have to check those out.
There's a girl in there that does laundry, and she just popped up. She's not a barber, nothing. She does laundry. She handed out 2 certificates for people to get their laundry done, and they made one into a paper plane, threw it to the crowd. I grabbed it, $40 worth of doing laundry, and she does it like a couple bucks by the pound.
Okay.
So I thought that was really cool that I won twice in a night. Had
like
a good
for
time.
Your towels or like what?
Anything, bro. Clothes. She does like laundry, but I mean, I'm sure she would do towels, aprons.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Nice, man. That's cool. So networking is key, right?
Yeah.
Like, no matter if you're new or years or whatever, like networking is key. That's how me and Ramos met, man. Networking, you know what I mean? Working together.
Yeah.
COVID wise, going through this COVID stuff. So COVID happened in 2020. As far as we know, no, it's fine. No, we don't know if it's been here longer or what, but no. But how did that affect like stuff for you during COVID?
Cause
were you in the shop yet?
No, okay. I was still doing concrete and asphalt, and it didn't affect us at all.
Okay. That's good.
Because with concrete and asphalt, every day there's work. As far as the barber shop, you're gonna get shut down.
And it's essential, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're good.
So I was working every day. They had us mask up. If we were driving by ourselves, you didn't have to wear a mask. If you're driving with a passenger, you both have to wear your mask.
Right.
If you get caught with somebody not wearing it, you can get a write up.
They were serious about it too. That's good.
And while we worked, we had to wear a mask, and it was hot. Doing concrete, lifting stuff, and it's like, man, I can't breathe.
Yeah.
But either way, you needed some type of respirator, because I feel like my lungs are messed up because of inhaling the concrete dust while we're cutting the concrete or breaking the concrete.
Right.
And
so you were doing concrete and you were barbering at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't know, man. Like I did concrete at the house one time. We did we put the floor or
Foundation.
foundation in, man. That shit ain't no joke. So if you imagine cutting and then doing concrete, like that's some work, bro. So you put some work in, man.
So at my first job, when I was doing precast concrete, I was doing the stripping crew. So they would do the concrete for 49er Stadium.
You said stripper crew? No. No, I'm just
Yeah, my stripper name is so
make a lot of money. I'm just saying.
Yeah, barbers too. But then I would cut in the locker room. Even at that time, I had corded clippers. I'd bring an extension cord to work, and from then, I bought some magic clips, cordless. I was cutting in the parking lot. I was cutting in the locker room, and then to my recent job.
That's the videos you were posting on your Instagram. Yeah.
And then at this recent job, concrete and asphalt.
I ain't gonna lie, man. When I seen you posting on your Instagram, I was like, damn, he's grinding, bro. Like that's what
dedication.
That's what I kept watching your videos, bro, because I was like, damn, you serious doing this thing, man? And like I said, I respect that, man. That's nothing but respect, bro.
Yeah.
And your coworkers too. You know what I'm saying? So I saw you guys, hanging out. It looked fun, man.
Yeah. So it was cool, the fact that I built my relationships, and even now we're all really close. I call them, they call me, and they're like, when you coming back? Or even my foreman or my supervisor was like, hey, you got your spot back whenever you want it.
Nice. Yeah.
And I mean, with the shutdown and stuff, I've thought about, okay, well, at least I have a plan B in case.
You got a plan B.
So I got to think about myself and my kids, and even then, I could still be cutting in the garage. I could still be cutting at job sites if I wanted to. I even cut city inspectors, and those are usually the guys that are assholes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. And let me tell you guys, man, the point is too, is that so Ramos is cutting grinding this much, right? And it's not like he's still working on his craft though. That's the whole the crazy magic of this thing. What he's going through. He's he's not perfect, or he's not reached this. He's still learning. He's still doing his thing. He's still grinding. So don't stop. You know what I mean? Because he's just going for it, going in it. You know what I mean? So yeah, bro, go ahead. Yeah.
And I feel like even now, I'll be cutting hair, and I'm learning new techniques. I have a TV in front of my station, and I'll watch Regal Gentleman, Chris Bosio, Jesse Elite, just because I feel like, okay, well, I'm getting more of this kind of haircut, whether it be a crop top, comb over, and because before I would leave some more bulk here. Now I'm starting to get my stretch more, deep bulking, more clip over comb, scissor work. Because when I got in the shop in May, I wasn't really comfortable with shear work. I would use thinning shears on the side, but as far as sectioning and shear work on top, now I feel like, okay, I got it now. And I can see, even when I first started, the dude shot me $100, and I look at a picture, I'm like, damn, it was kind of choppy. And now I'm like, man, that shit's clean.
He shot you $100 after the cut.
Yeah, nice. When it was choppy.
When it was choppy, bro. Yeah.
And now he's a returning client, and people are like, damn, you did really good on his hair, and I'm getting clientele off of that.
Damn, see,
so it's rewarding.
It is, man. And so, you got your, in my opinion, you got your customer service, bro, at a hundred, bro. It's there, man. And some people it takes trials and tribulations to learn that. Some people don't learn it for long periods of years. You know what I mean? Some people got to go through classes to learn customer service, but you're putting customer service before the money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's talk about customer service real quick. Being where you're at now, being how many years you've been cutting, how big is customer service for you?
Customer service is everything. The way you approach somebody, the way you ask them, okay, how do you want your hair cut? Or sometimes they don't know what it is, because I have a lot of people that come from great clips. And they're like, oh, but their way of asking how they cut their hair is different. Though, like a top is a 5, but it's like finger length or something like that. Because there was a time I cut a kid, and he was like, yeah, I want a 5 on top. So I hit him with a 5, and he was like, damn. I wanted to cry, because he was like, I miss my long hair. But I'm like, okay, well, a 5 is a guard number. If you want a length on top with scissors, be like, yeah, I want a scissor cut on top, and I want a number something on the side. You know what I mean?
So you're educating them.
Yeah. So I told him, okay, for next time, he was like, I'm sorry, man, the next time he came, because he did come back to me, because he liked his haircut. He was like, I want to keep it long on top, you hit it with scissors, cut the sides, how you did it, but I really liked it. Nice. I was just in shock, because it's different, you know?
Yeah.
So I get a lot of people like that, but I do tell them, okay, your hair will look good styled this way, or we can cut it even shorter, because there's a lot of people that come in, I want a 3 on the side. Oh, how about we go a little bit shorter and blend it in higher? You know, 1 to a 2 to a 3 with the comb over or something like that.
Right.
Just educating them and telling them different type of hairstyles will, like, wow, I never had my hair cut like that, but I really like it, or my family likes it. And I feel like that helps a lot. Customer service, being able to talk to somebody, having them feel comfortable talking to you, because I cut a guy yesterday that I never cut him before, but he opened up to me, had a good conversation, and things like that get people to come back in your chair.
Where did like, why do you value, and where did that customer service drive come from?
Because there's times where I've gotten a good haircut and people don't even talk to me, and it's like, man,
the barbers, right?
Yeah, the barbers,
right.
like, they're just trying to get their money. But it's like Vic Blends, he says passion over profit. So you got to have a passion for the craft, passion to help people, and if you give a good haircut and you give a good conversation, that's more than money. I feel like that'll make a mark on somebody's heart.
Right.
Because for me, I did mentoring. I've had people doubt me, and like them apologize, like, damn, I should have never doubted you. You're a good person, this and that. Because I love everybody, you know what I mean? Whether your race, color, whatever it is, you know what I mean? And that's just how I am, because of how my mom is. Well, whoever you are, she's gonna take you in. She's gonna feed you. She's gonna whatever it is. So it's like
that's how I am.
You can't judge. You can whatever it is, man. Just take care of your people.
Do you see, like, the barber industry, like, things that bother you, or things that you see that's an issue in the bar? Since you've been going to shows, you've been around different barbers, you've been around elite barbers, you know, to regular barbers, or whatever. Like, do you see what's something that you see that you would like to see change? Basically, I'm trying to say.
What I would like to see change is barbers that are cutting good. Don't knock an apprentice. Don't knock somebody that's starting out because you were there.
Right.
Don't forget where you come from. Like, my uncle always told me, just be humble. To where I'm still learning. I've been cutting 4 years. Yeah, I might be cutting better than this person, but I'm still gonna be like, hey man, you need help. Anytime you need help, let me know. And people have been reaching out to me, like even in barber school. I love going there because I'm able to help others that are starting out, helping them understand, okay, this is how you do a fade. Because there's people that are like, oh, don't fucking show them your gems. Don't show them. You know what I mean? Don't show them what you're learning. But it's like, nah, we're all gonna learn together. It's barber love. You know what I mean?
There's enough people out here. You know what I mean? To go back to what you said earlier, you know, you're not in competition with the barber. You're in competition with yourself. You know what I mean? So yeah, I get that.
So I feel like once, like, barbers nowadays are making some money, to where that's all they're worried about, buying the newest things, buying the newest cars. But it's like, what about your people? What about your clients? What if they can't afford your haircut? You're gonna fucking brush them off and kick them away?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, nah. Like, what if, like, for example, what if somebody came, like, on barbershop, dude didn't have money, he got a haircut, ran off, came back, hey Calvin, I got the job, here's your money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
So it's like, you never know what somebody's going through. What if they really need to talk that day? There's people that commit suicide, there's people that are addicts, or anything. There's different, like, people of different lives, to where I feel like, okay, I can give you some advice from what I've been through, or you can give me advice from what you've been through, and that's what I love about barbering.
Yeah, no, that's deep, man. Like I said, you don't meet a lot of barbers out there with that type of passion, bro. Like you said, I feel like they, somewhere down the line, they lose it. I mean, it's cool because the barber industry has rose higher, right? Like, you know, I know definitely from the time that when I started, you didn't have Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff, right? So it was considered like an old man's industry, you know what I mean? But what I got showed at the time was it was an industry that you could make income anywhere around the world, you know what I mean? So it was more about the survival of being able to barbering and the hands-on aspect of it instead of a trade, basically, you know what I mean? Security. That's what drove me to barbering for the biggest part. But you know, yeah, I mean,
and that's what I feel too. Like, as a barber, whether it be a lawyer, a homeless person, everybody needs a haircut.
Right.
And I've noticed too. Like, there was a dude in downtown James Brown. I cut his hair. because I seen him. I was working there doing concrete and doing a power supply. Hey man, you're gonna be here tomorrow. Come by at this time on my lunch, and I'll cut your hair. Happy as fuck.
Nice, man.
Yeah, and it's just like little things like that can change somebody's life. Cause he's telling me he performs and he does things like James Brown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I love James Brown.
I feel like too, working with ethnic hair, like I'm not like afraid to approach it. Like, okay, I watch videos. You want me to cut it with the grain, against the grain?
Yeah.
He was like, whoo, I'm fresh. He's like, RamosCuts, you know, and it feels good to get my name out there and to help somebody out.
Right. Yeah. You're building your brand with people, man. I think that's so important because, you know, we all want the here now on Instagram. This is what, you know, this is we all see the top, but we never see the in between. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, it's cool. I mean, that's some good point of view that you had about the barber industry, bro. Especially with the you know, barbers not putting down apprenticing, because that barber been there, the barber before that been there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I've been there, and you know, and to me, I always consider myself a student. You know what I'm saying? I'm now
every day there's something new to learn.
Yeah.
Like I can learn from you, you can learn from me.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And there's some people that are just like, nah, like
they know
I'm better than you.
Right. Yeah.
But it's like, nah. There's even people, older barbers, that are like, okay, I could learn from the younger dudes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? How to do a burst fade or crop top, because on OG, they're doing scissor cuts, they're doing straight razor shaves, and just getting out haircuts 10-15 minutes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Buzz cuts real quick. They're not worried about a lineup or tapers or all that extra stuff. They're there to conversate, bullshit, and get a haircut out.
Right. Have you met a platform barber that you seen that you didn't, when you met him, you expected more, or it wasn't too sure, or like anybody that kind of you seen online and then seen in person, like, damn, that was kind of different.
Yeah.
You know the names. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I met some barbers like that even recently, even out here, and I'm like, man, I show you hella love. I even purchased your stuff, and I'm like trying to say, hey, what's up, man? And you're just like,
yeah,
and get on your phone. It's like, well, fuck you.
Wow, yeah, that's the trip, man.
It's like, what respect you got? Like, you're not better than me.
Right.
Everybody's human. So I got home. I followed him. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But at that point, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna support people that support me, because if you support somebody, I feel like that's how it is too. Like when name brand clothes, like you don't know who's running it, who's making it, but you're like, oh, them celebrities.
Yeah,
you're wishing them happy birthday, but what about your people? You're forgetting about your people. And
community.
Like,
yeah, man.
And so it's like with me, people can be going on this person, oh, happy birthday, bro, or oh, you're doing great, bro. Like wishing them the best, but it's like, what about me? You can't even hit like. You're watching all my videos, but you can't even hit a like button. Because I look at but before I would pay attention to that, but now I'm like, okay, 1, 2 likes, 3 likes, 10 likes, 20 likes, same thing.
Yeah. So to me, what you're saying is, even though you I don't necessarily call it hate, man, but I feel like, you know, a lot of people are in fear, you know what I mean, because they fear what they don't know, you know what I mean. So even though the love is like, you don't feel the same, but you're not letting it break you down. You know what I'm saying? You're not letting it stop you. Or
I think it's motivation.
Yeah.
Motivation to succeed, motivation to get ahead, and not to give up. Because I feel like if I have my tunnel vision and I'm focused on, okay, progress, nothing's gonna stand in my way. Because you see those posts sometimes where it's like, what it takes to get there. And there's a flat line to the finish line, and then what it really takes, you're everywhere trying to get there. Because I feel like, man, there's days where I'm like, fuck.
And emotionally, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
it's like a roller coaster.
Right?
But I feel like the more you're on that roller coaster, it's easy each time that you're on that ride.
Yeah.
It's like, because before, some people might get sick, and after a while they're just comfortable, and they're coasting. It's a roller coaster, so you're just coasting after that.
Yeah.
You put your arms up and enjoy the ride.
Right. Yeah, man. That's all. That's a real perspective, man, of the barber industry and what we go through. You know what I mean? Like I said, whether you're new, mid, you know, seasonal or whatever, you know, we go through that straight up, man. And that's some real emotions right there, man. So, where do you see yourself like in a couple years from now? I don't want to say 5, 10 years, like couple 2-3 years. Like what's your
2-3 years.
game plan?
I want to get my license. I want to pass my state board test on the first attempt.
Okay.
Like
When
even
you
now.
got the test set up?
Well, I barely started my barber apprentice program
Mhm.
at TNN Barber Apprentice Program in Woodland. They have main event barbers, and that's where I go every Sunday in the mornings. So my apprentice program is for 2 years. So I'm about halfway in. So I'm a year and a half left. But once I have my test, I want to get my license.
Real quick, so I asked you this before I forget. So you had an option to go to barber school or do the apprenticing. So apprenticing school takes about 2 years, right?
Yeah, compared to 8 months for actual school.
Okay.
But I was thinking about it financially. Okay, I feel like an apprentice program, 25 to 3,000. But you're able to work in a shop. You're building your clientele. You're getting paid compared to a schooling. You're there for 8 months, but 20 grand, 25 grand
Right.
for 8 months, and you're in debt.
Right.
And in school, it's not guaranteed that you're gonna make $30 a haircut. You can get tips because the schooling is getting paid.
Right.
So I had to balance that out. Like, okay, I'll be more flexible with the apprentice program. I go once every Sunday, and I'm in a shop full time. And if state board comes in, hey, I have my pre-apprentice license, and you can't get me in trouble.
So which is crazy, bro. 'Cause I ain't gonna lie, like I didn't know you. So you're already ahead of the game, man, because you're already barbering, bro. Like you're already there. You just need to get the paper that certifies that you're a barber. But the mentality's already there. The humbleness is already there. The looking at the whole overview of how this other barbers do their thing compared to you. That's crazy, man. I think you can be highly successful, bro, because you got the mentality already here. Most people got to go through all this. Like I said, the reason why I know is because I went through a little bit of it, and I see other people go through things, and I'm like, hold up, I don't want to do that, right? So it seems like you have that same kind of common sense. But nice, man. So damn, okay. So you got that, and it sounds like what you're saying. Also saying is, would you say apprenticeship would be better or going to school?
I think it just depends on the person because there's some people that want to learn everything all at one time every day.
Gotcha, right.
And get their license right away. Or you can take advantage of building your clientele and learning in the shop hands-on. Because I mean, in a school, you're doing perms, you're doing haircuts here and there, you're doing washes, you're doing dye. Everything's hands-on every day. So by the time you do your test, you're ready. Compared to an apprentice program, I'm only learning what needs to be done on state board once a week. But it depends on the person because I myself, I bought a mannequin. I bought a little like a how would you call it? One of these stands. I bought a stand for my mannequin to go on a tripod.
Tripod, right.
So I got a tripod. I put my mannequin on that. I wrote all the numbers for the shave. Although there's only on the state board, I learned that there's only gonna be 5 steps on a mannequin. Back in the day, I heard there was like 14 steps
14,
on a face that you did on a person. And if they bled, you'd have to learn how to stop it. If not, you get canceled off.
Right.
But it's 5 steps: 1, 2, 3, 4, and then come around in 5. So there's things that are really easier now from back then with the state board test. So when I have downtime at the shop, if I'm not cutting, I'm watching videos on how to curl, how to perm. They have a stylist in there, Deanna. She's coloring all day, making guys' haircuts, women's hair, and I'm watching her, learning from her, and I'm soaking up game from each barber that's in that shop.
Nice, yeah. So you're already around the flow. Yeah, even before. So but you're in there full time. Like this is like, do you do any other work or is this full time cutting hair?
So, I quit my full-time job. I put in my 2 weeks, and I earned my key, because he was like, okay, it's gonna be a little trial for you. If you can do your haircuts and you can be here on time, you're gonna earn your key. Yeah.
Gotcha,
So now I can go in at any time. I pay my booth rent, and I'm just growing.
Nice, man. So damn, you're already doing a thing. So you're already up in there, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. A lot of people don't even reach that level as fast as you have. You know what I mean? Because you're growing fast, man.
Yeah.
It's like I said, even seeing you from when I first seen you on Instagram, working concrete and then cutting at work, and then now in the shop, full time, right? Doing your thing.
Yeah, because I think of it now, like even when I was cutting in the garage, I'd be at work.
That's right.
At like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. I would leave to Sacramento. Sometimes we would go to Frisco. I take my clippers with me over there.
Yeah. Take
Sacramento.
them everywhere you go, huh?
Everywhere I went,
that's
because
how
you
I
never
roll,
know.
too.
Whether it be my coworker or somebody else. And then when I would come home, I had my barber set up in my garage, and I'd be waiting for at least 1-2 haircuts a day.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Taking your clippers with you everywhere you go. Where did you learn that from? How did you develop that concept?
At my first concrete job in Woodland, because I feel like, okay, I'm at a full-time job. I'm coming in at 1 in the morning, and people are so busy with work that you don't have time to go to a barbershop after work. You know, so I feel like, okay, my foreman Johnny gets a bald fade. His compadre owns a barbershop, and he would go to him. But if he didn't have time, hey G, can you cut my hair? Hell yeah. Bald fade with like a 1.5 on top. Yeah. So that, and I started building my clientele with my coworkers, cutting their hair after work, because I mean, you don't want to go to a barbershop and wait an hour or two, or hit somebody up and be like, oh, I'm only taking appointments, and they can't get you.
They can't get you in, huh? Oh, so that's another thing. Do you do appointments or do walk-ins? Where you at right now?
I started out doing walk-ins. I'm starting to do both now because I'm getting returning clients. So a client will text me, and I think that's another thing too. Have your books with you. Text your clients back right away, because if you have availability and you text them back faster, they can be surprised, like, damn.
Right.
Like, they're like, I was trying to text somebody and they took like a whole day to reply back.
And you mean books by your schedule?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All your clients'
So
schedule.
I have a book. I have a booking app, but I like going by my book because I can see my times and keep track of, okay, you called me, boom, got you down.
And you write everything.
Yeah. So I'm writing that down, and I learned from the apprentice program I go to. Marco, he's the owner. He has in his phone customer and their name.
Okay.
And since I've started, I have plenty of customer in my phone book on my phone, because it's like, okay, that's a returning client. I know who it is, and I can remember them by the conversation, or just like little things, like, okay, next time you come, they sit in my chair. Oh, you want to do it the same? You want to? They're like, damn, how do you remember that? I'm like, it just clicks.
So how many times do you consider someone a client or returning? Like how many times do you expect them to come back until you're like, okay, that client, I'm cutting them all the time?
I try to make my hit that first haircut, and once they come back the second time, hey man, I love the haircut. Boom, I try to get better at it. And then if they see the mirror again, and I style it a little different, or I cut it a little different, oh shit, boom, motivation for them to come back to me, or even just talking to them and having a good conversation. They're like, okay, boom, I really like your customer service, or I like the fact that you went out of your way and you took your time with my kid, put it on Cocomelon or Transformers or whatever the kids like, so that they're comfortable.
So you're basically creating the atmosphere for the kids too as well, right?
So I've purchased suckers. Okay, hey buddy, here you go. Here's a sucker.
Right.
Let's finish your haircut. And there's times where the kids are crying. I'll give them a sucker. I'll give them my combs, my blow dryer. You got to do what it takes to finish your haircut.
Sure. So it sounds like you got some good patience with kids, man.
Because I have kids myself, and I feel like, okay, if for example I had a son or my daughters, I wouldn't want a barber to be frustrated with them. And I feel like that's another thing that a lot of barbers don't like cutting kids. But it's like, you got to cut everybody, because that little kid can be your customer for life.
For life, bro. Real talk, man. Hey, good point right there, you guys. A lot of barbers don't like to cut kids' hair because, you know, they say it takes too long, or they're frustrated. They get frustrated with the kids moving or whatever like that. I mean, it is what it is, man. But like, you know, Ramos said, you know, the customers that could be there for life, man, generations sometimes. You know what I mean? So
their kids or their parents and grandparents, whoever it is.
Yeah. So, man, we went through a lot of stuff, man. We get a lot of information about you, bro. How does it feel, man, like having that vision in your mindset, you know, 4 years ago to where you want to be now, or at least being in the shop and making money and like, how does that feel?
I feel like it's rewarding. I feel like it's rewarding the fact that I started with some Walmart clippers, and now I'm making money doing something I love. helping people and making an impact, whether it be a haircut, talking to somebody, and just showing myself and others, don't give up on your dream, because as long as you put in the work, if it took me 4 years or it could have taken me less, at least I'm doing it.
Right, at least you're doing it. You got any advice for anybody that may be someone in your shoes, or like trying to transition from a work to full time, or thinking about going to barber school or apprenticing? Any advice to, like, if they feel stuck, they feel like, too, like going into a barbershop is kind of intimidating, right? Yeah. I mean, so any advice?
I feel like as an upcoming barber, if you want to do be in a shop, I would recommend doing an apprentice program. Just find a barber shop that suits you, that you're comfortable with, and if you can't afford schooling at that time, they do offer payment plans. Like, for example, for myself, I pay $200 a month, or I could have put it all in full, but right now I'm taking advantage of making money in the barbershop and building my clientele. Right? Yeah. So save your money, just pay it as you go, and just like with barbering, if you don't give up on it, it's gonna be there. Like, you're gonna work towards your goal each time, each day, and I feel like for myself, I was intimidated because I was so relying on my job of, okay, I have medical, I have dental,
right,
but there is other plans for barbers that you can have medical and insurance for your dental, but I feel like if you don't take that leap, you're never gonna know what it's like to be on that other side.
Right.
And I feel like, okay, I'm doing wear and tear on my body, working 10 hours a day, 8 hours a day, and then going home and sacrificing time away from my family to cut hair.
Right.
And it could have been like $20, $30 for $40 for 2 haircuts. Like, is it worth it? No. But I feel like I still did it, and I got my reps in, and now that I took a leap from my job to barbering, I'm making more than I was making doing concrete. And people are like, damn, I thought you would make more doing concrete. Yeah, you can if you're union.
Right.
But if you're just getting paid regular hourly, it's not worth it, because you can make more in 1 haircut or 2 haircuts than you are killing yourself.
Right, man. Yeah. Good point, bro. Like, and just good sight, man. Good view from you, man. Where could people find you? Like on Instagram?
Instagram, RamosCuts. Gerardo Ramos on Facebook. TikTok, RamosCuts. Every day I'm trying to learn ways to promote myself, get my name out there. Always trying to link up with other barbers to learn from them, or just even talk, you know?
Yeah, I mean, definitely don't be afraid to network with other barbers, man. And you know, that's something that I appreciate about Ramos, because I said I seen him on Instagram, I seen his grind, and I was like, man, I gotta hit him up, you know what I mean? And we connected, and he even came through. I got a shirt from him, and I wear it all the time. I wear it at the house, I go to the gym, you know what I mean? I wear his shirt, you know what I mean? And he came through the shop, dropped it off, and then but like I said, it was the grind that I seen him have on his Instagram that I was like, damn, like, I gotta sit down and talk with him, and we gotta connect, you know what I mean? We gotta work together, bro, do something together, you know what I mean? So just that alone, man, like, could cause people to want to be with you, to be working with you, and build a relationship with you, you know what I mean? Yeah, so that was dope, man. Shop-wise, where you at shop-wise, and the shop you're at, the city you're at?
I'm at Cuts King, Greeley, California, 1516 Highway 99, Suite D. Out there, it's a lot of farmers. There's a lot of, it's different. It's like a small little town. But I love the fact that it's, those people are all one. You know what I mean? But they can go to Yuba City, they can go to Chico, everything's in between. It's kind of like Yuba City to Sacramento, or Sacramento from Yuba City to Chico. It's like a little small town, but everything else is in between it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is the thing too, though, man. It's like, I mean, you guys gotta understand this too. He said it's a little small town, right? And most people, man, in their mindset are thinking, oh, that's a small town right there. But he's busy all the time, right? So it's like there's opportunity everywhere you go. It's how you look at it, how you grind, what type of effort you put in, how you treat your clients. You know what I mean? So we get that here too. We're not in a mall. We're not in, so people can't just walk by and just walk right in. we're like in a little hole. Like, you know, people gotta find us online. They gotta.
I feel like that's how it kind of is right there too. I put out a red sign every day that says barbershop's open, and people are like, "Where is it?" They'll look it up on the internet, and its location is to the old location, to where now it's like, okay, we got to promote where we're at. That sign really helps out, pointing the direction of where we are. And people ask me too, why didn't you cut in your city? Why didn't you cut in Sacramento? Because there's a lot of opportunity in Sacramento, Yuba City, but there's so much competition within each other. Why do I want to battle with other barbers? Because I feel like too, barbers are competition with each other, instead of showing everybody love. Because I feel like there's so many people that want to get haircuts and can get haircuts, but out there, Great Clip shut down. There's a couple other little shops in that town, but we're an actual barbershop.
Do you know why Great Clips shut down over there?
I'm not sure, but I know because of COVID and all that stuff, they shut it down. Even the shop I'm at, they shut down and they reopened. But I love that barbershop because the people in that community.
Yeah, and that's important, you guys. And the reason why I asked him why they shut down, and he may have known, may not know, but the reason why, I mean, if you listen to what he's saying, he could have worked in his own city, but he chose to work out because, like you said, there's reasons. So, you know, you guys are coming into the industry or in the industry now. You know, you look at that and you got to be smart about how you look at. I did the same thing, you know, coming from Fairfield, Sacramento, going to Fairfield, coming back to Sacramento years after that. I had to look at where I was at. You have to be mentally looking at all your four corners, you know what I mean? Because you don't want to just land anywhere and hope it works out. You don't want to have a hopefully mindset. You want to be like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is where I'm going to be. And it sounds like you had a game plan.
Yeah.
So it's working out for him, you know what I mean? So, man, yeah, it was a pleasure, bro. I'm glad you came through, man. This was a great interview. Yeah. A lot of insight that you give, man. I love your story, bro. And just like I said, man, keep grinding, keep doing your thing, and shit. I see nothing but success coming for you, bro. Just based off the mentality, man. Because like I said, that's why I think we connect too.
Yeah. And I like the fact that we have that same vision and we're trying to grow and we show each other love, and I feel like we're going to grow together and to the top we go.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thank you guys for joining into the Barber's Eye, man, and then check out the next interview we're going to do, and then we'll keep you guys in the loop. Peace.